In this video, we'll be taking a look at 2 college basketball games happening on November 5th, 2024, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games, so 4 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 2 college basketball games after fully watching this video. One thing before we start, if you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. UC Davis versus Washington. The UC Davis Aggies will kick off their new season with a challenging away game against the Washington Huskies. Last season, UC Davis wrapped up their campaign with an overall record of 20-13. Going 14-6 in Big West Conference play. They came heartbreakingly close to securing a spot in the NCAA tournament, but fell short with a loss to Long Beach State in the Big West Championship game. Meanwhile, Washington finished their previous season with a 17-15 record and went 9-11 in the Pac-12. This year, the Huskies will be competing in the Big Ten Conference, adding a new layer of intensity and competition to their schedule. Expectations are high for UC Davis as they look to build on last season's success. With a solid 20-13 record, including a strong showing in the Big West, the Aggies have reason for optimism. Leading the charge for UC Davis is Ty Johnson, who was the standout player last season with an impressive average of 18 points per game. Johnson's scoring prowess and leadership will be key as the team aims to make another run for the tournament. UC Davis has also bolstered its roster with key transfers, including Carl Daughtry Jr. from Central Arkansas, who brings his 10 points per game average from last season, and Nils Cooper from Pepperdine, a defense-first player who averaged 5 points per game. Both players are expected to make a significant impact as the Aggies aim to step up their game. Washington, under new leadership, is also looking to make waves this season. Head coach Danny Sprinkle, who found success at Montana State and Utah State, has taken over the Washington program with hopes of rejuvenating the Huskies as they enter Big Ten competition. Sprinkle has already brought in one of his star players, Great Osauber, who has followed him over the years and now joins Washington after averaging 18 points and 9 rebounds per game at Utah State. Additionally, Oakland transfer Chris Conway adds depth to the Huskies lineup with his 10.0 points and 4.1 rebounds per game. Washington has skillfully navigated the transfer portal, and with Sprinkle's experience, they are shaping up to be a formidable team in the Big Ten. If the Huskies can find offensive rhythm in this game, they have the potential to control the flow and establish an early advantage. For UC Davis, offensive consistency was an issue last season, and they now face the challenge of replacing 2 of their top 3 scorers. While the Aggies were a strong defensive team, they'll be relying on several players to step up and fill critical roles this year. Washington, on the other hand, is starting fresh with a new head coach and a retooled roster, which means it may take time for them to develop strong chemistry. However, this team brings experience and one of the country's most versatile players, Great Osauber, to the table. Standing at 6'8" and 250 pounds, Osauber has both the strength and finesse to control the paint and contribute significantly to Washington's offense. Sprinkle has surrounded him with shooters and experienced players, setting the Huskies up for a competitive season in the Big Ten. With all the changes Washington has undergone during the offseason, opening their season with a strong home win would be a crucial confidence boost. They're in luck as they'll be facing an opponent they are favored against, both offensively and defensively. Washington's defense will likely give UC Davis trouble, particularly since the Aggies have struggled to score against tougher opponents. Look for the Huskies to capitalize on UC Davis turnovers, quicken the pace, and rely heavily on Osauber to drive their offense and gain momentum. Ultimately, UC Davis may find it difficult to contend with Osauber and the Huskies' collective experience and depth. The Washington Huskies to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Given that UC Davis lost some of their top scorers from last season, it remains to be seen if their returning players can step up their production. Washington, with its roster of newcomers, may experience some initial struggles as they work to gel as a team. The season opener could be a bit rough on both sides as players shake off the rust and find their rhythm. Taking this into consideration, we expect a relatively low-scoring game to kick off the season. Under the projected total is our full game total pick. Cal Poly versus San Francisco. The San Francisco Dons are coming off a solid season in which they won 23 games and are set to open their new season at home, hosting a Cal Poly Mustangs team that had a notably challenging season last year, managing only 4 wins in total. To describe Cal Poly's 2023 to 2024 season as difficult would be an understatement. The Mustangs finished the season with a dismal 4-28 record, only managing to secure 2 wins against other Division I teams. Even more striking was their performance in the Big West Conference, where they went winless with a 0-20 record. After such a disappointing season, the Mustangs made significant changes, including parting ways with head coach John Smith and bringing in Mike DeGeorge to lead the team into what they hope will be a new era. The San Francisco Dons finished the 2023 to 2024 season with a respectable 23-11 overall record, including a solid 11-5 standing in the competitive West Coast Conference. After advancing past Portland in the West Coast Conference Tournament's quarterfinals, they fell to Gonzaga in the semifinals. The Dons received an invitation to the National Invitation Tournament, though their journey was cut short with a tough overtime loss to Cincinnati in the first round. Despite losing key players Jonathan Mogbo and Mike Sherifjams, San Francisco returned strong contributors in Marcus Williams, who averaged 14 points and 3.9 assists per game, and Malik Thomas, who contributed 12 points per game last season. They also added size to their roster by bringing in 7-footer Carlton Lingard Jr. from UTSA, which they hope will help them make a push for an NCAA tournament bid. Cal Poly will look significantly different this season, and with a 0-20 conference record last year, they have nowhere to go but up. The Mustangs added some interesting new talent, including Owen Coons, who averaged 13 points per game at his previous program and should bring an up-tempo style of play to the Mustangs' offense. However, size could be a major challenge for Cal Poly, as they may struggle against larger, more physically dominant teams. For San Francisco, their returning chemistry in the front court and experienced roster should allow them to play efficiently from the outset of the season. Although San Francisco enters this matchup as the clear favorite, Cal Poly's new head coach Mike DeGeorge brings a fresh approach and a few key players from his previous team, Colorado Mesa. Known for an explosive offense, Colorado Mesa averaged over 85 points per game last season under DeGeorge's guidance, and he was highly regarded in Division II circles, often compared to Alabama's Nate Oates for his offensive strategies. While the Dons are the stronger team, the Mustangs have nothing to lose and could be surprisingly competitive, especially with San Francisco potentially looking ahead to a future matchup with Boise State. Thus, the Cal Poly Mustangs to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. Last season, neither of these teams was known for playing at a fast pace or running high possession games. Neither ranked in the top 235 nationally in terms of possessions per game, with Cal Poly struggling offensively as one of the lowest scoring teams in the country. While San Francisco had moderate success on offense, Cal Poly's offensive struggles could be an issue once again this season, particularly as they face San Francisco's solid defensive lineup in this game. The Mustangs will likely aim to slow the game's pace, which could limit their scoring opportunities against the Dons' formidable defense. In the 2023 to 2024 season, San Francisco averaged 67.4 possessions per 40 minutes, ranking 193rd in pace, while Cal Poly averaged just 65.9 possessions, ranking 272nd. Under DeGeorge, Cal Poly may play with a bit more speed, but a high-scoring game is still unlikely. The Dons pride themselves on their defense, which has both the length and strength to challenge even more formidable teams than Cal Poly. Although the over has hit in 5 of San Francisco's last 7 games, Cal Poly's continued offensive challenges, especially in the early stages of the season, makes under the projected total our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.